For the past few years, the message has been everywhere, right? Adopt AI or get left in the dust. But for so many companies, the reality has been a ton of spending and a whole lot of stalled projects. So, how do you actually turn that AI investment into real, scalable impact? Well, let's dive into a roadmap for exactly that.
First, we're going to look at what's called the AI paradox, basically, why all the investment isn't working. Then we'll unmask the real bottleneck. And trust me, it's probably not what you think. From there, we'll walk through a super practical 5-step roadmap, figure out how to measure what truly matters, and wrap up with the new mindset you really need to win with AI.
All right, so let's kick things off with this central problem. It's a paradox that's playing out in boardrooms all over the world. Companies are just pouring money into AI, but that big transformation they were promised, it's just not showing up. So what's going on here?
Just look at this number, 74%. According to a big report from Boston Consulting Group, nearly three-quarters of companies are struggling to get real, scalable value from their AI projects. This isn't some niche problem, you know? This is the reality for most organizations out there.
And this just nails the feeling on the ground, doesn't it? There's this crazy pressure, this major FOMO that's pushing everyone to act. So the money gets spent, the fancy software gets bought, pilots are launched, and then they just fizzle out. It's this weird state of paralysis that's disguised as progress.
So, if the problem isn't a lack of cash or a lack of trying, what is it? This is where things get really interesting. See, the real bottleneck that's holding AI back, it's not technical at all. It's something way more fundamental, way more human.
And boom, there it is. This quote just says it all. The technology is not the obstacle. The thing that's actually creating all the friction, the thing that's stopping real progress, is fear. And it all starts at the very top. Leadership is terrified of falling behind, of looking like they're not keeping up. And that fear sparks this reactive scramble to adopt AI. Any AI. And it's driven more by what the competition is doing than by any kind of solid internal strategy. Then you've got the fear on the front lines. Your employees hear the letters AI and they immediately think, wait a minute, am I training my own replacement? And that kind of personal anxiety, it absolutely kills any shot at getting people excited and on board. And what about the IT teams? I mean, these are the folks who've worked for years to build stable, reliable systems that actually work. To them, AI can feel like opening Pandora's box. They have this really valid concern that it's going to come in and just break everything.
And finally, there's the one fear that unites literally everyone, the fear of wasting millions of dollars. There's so much hype and so little clarity. The risk of betting the farm on the wrong AI platform is, well, it's paralyzing.
So if fear is the disease, the cure can't just be better technology. It has to be a better plan. And that brings us to the roadmap. Think of it as the practical antidote to all this fear. A clear path to move from being stuck to actually making confident, strategic moves.
Okay, here are the 5 steps. It all starts with guiding, not ordering. It's about letting your employees find the use cases from the bottom up, while leadership provides a clear destination. Then you build the tech foundations smartly. And finally, you measure the things that actually matter.
Step 1 is all about getting comfortable. Instead of some top-down order like, everyone must learn AI now, the idea is to encourage people to play with it in their personal lives first. Use it to plan a vacation or a workout routine. It's like you don't just tell a kid there are no monsters under the bed, you give them a flashlight so they can see for themselves. You're replacing fear with curiosity. Now, step 2 is a game changer. The big insight here is that leadership, sitting in their offices, can't possibly know all the best ways to use AI. The real experts are the people doing the work day in and day out. When you let them find the opportunities, you get real ownership. You start solving the right problems. And all those little 15-minute time savers, they start to add up across the whole company, building this incredible momentum. All right, step 3 is about focus. All that bottom-up energy is fantastic, but it needs direction. Leadership's job is to define the destination. A great way to think about it is to treat AI like a super smart but totally inexperienced intern. You wouldn't ask an intern to set company strategy, right? But you definitely ask them to summarize research or draft a presentation. It's all about applying AI to the right kind of task. Let's talk tech. The single biggest mistake companies make is jumping into massive infrastructure projects way too early. The smart way is to be gradual. Start with the commercial tools you probably already pay for. Make sure your data is clean and your processes make sense. And only Only after a use case has proven its value do you start building custom pipelines. You got to remember the golden rule. You don't build a factory before you know the product actually sells. And that brings us to step 5, which might just be the most important one of all, measurement. How do you even know if any of this is actually working? Well, it all comes down to measuring what truly matters and avoiding the trap of what we call vanity metrics.
And this shows the difference perfectly. Celebrating the number of AI pilots you've launched is like a runner bragging about how many times they tied their shoes. It's activity, not impact. The real questions you should be asking are on the right. Did productivity actually go up? Did our costs go down? Or are teams working smarter, not just harder? That's what matters.
So, when you put all of this together, it really demands a fundamental shift in how we think. It's about seeing AI not as some big, scary revolution that's here to disrupt everything overnight, but as a gradual, powerful evolution of how we get work done.
I love this quote because it just completely reframes the whole conversation. The threat isn't the technology itself. The real danger is misusing it, chasing the hype, investing like a fool, and completely ignoring the human side of things. Getting the implementation right, that's the ultimate competitive advantage.
Ultimately, it really just comes down to this choice. You can chase the hype, get some flashy headlines, and probably burn out your team and your budget. Or you can focus on methodically building a real capability. You start small, you scale what works, and you weave AI into the very fabric of your business. The builders, they're the ones who are going to outlast everyone else.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about for your own organization. Is your AI strategy just building hype, or is it actually building capability? Because the answer to that question is going to determine who wins in the long run.